nowhere in this op-ed piece of the Houston Chronicle, nowhere does Beto talk about what happens if you violate these laws. That is the one aspect. Look, you've got these gun control candidates. They're happy to talk up gun licensing, gun bans, any sort of gun control law imaginable. The one thing they don't want to talk about is how they would enforce these laws. They don't. And in some cases, they don't know how they would enforce these laws. But I think on a deeper level, you have many of these same candidates proclaiming that the criminal justice system is inherently biased, right, against young men of color in particular. And yet they want to use that same criminal justice system that they believe is biased, and they want to slap a whole bunch of new gun control laws into that criminal justice system, and supposedly those laws are going to work great. I think it is so much easier for these candidates to simply avoid getting into the nitty-gritty details of how these laws would work, because then if they start getting into the nitty-gritty of this, then all of a sudden criminal justice reform advocates are going to start advocating against some of these proposals. We've actually seen that in the city of Pittsburgh, believe it or not. When these local ordinances were being debated, you had community activists saying, listen, these laws are not going to be used to go after violent criminals. Are going to be used against young men of color. Mayor Bill Peduto, of course, has refused to acknowledge that. But this is a conundrum for the disarmament Democrat candidates here. They want to talk about putting new laws on the books. They don't want to talk about how these laws would be enforced.